We're over here in Majorca on the Alcudia Peninsula, and I'm looking forward to this one. We've got a number of different peaks. We should have some great views. The walking should be quite interesting, I think, which should be good. I've never walked this one before, and it's pretty early in the morning, and we've already got the most wonderful backdrop. So let's get going. We start our walk at Ermita della Victoria and leave heading southwest towards Bonaire. Leaving Bonaire, we head southeast up the valley and onwards to the peak at Talil del Alcudia. Continue, we head northeast, picking up many vantage points on our way before our return to our start point. We're parked up at the car park. We'll just do a little bit of a pan round. You can see roughly where we are. What's really good to start off with, we've got some good signage here. Camina per Mallorca, and we can see it on the Alcudia Peninsula. Give you a little idea of where we are. We are here, walking down to here, and cut across. We've already seen all of that. So this is the first piece, and we've got most of this route, or quite a bit of this route, I'm hoping, is on signage. So we've got the Campanile de Victoria, 35 minutes. So that is the start of where we're heading to. So heading down here a wee bit. We've been going about 10 minutes or so, and the trail itself, you can just see ahead of us here, this is pretty typical. If we pan round, and we're going through the pine woods, and we can see the trail. Hopefully, there we go, we can see the trail ahead of us pulling down the bank. So this is pretty typical undergrowth at the minute, so a decent pair of shoes is required for this, but just very pleasant. You can just hear the birds and the trees. Well, I've got a feeling this might be pretty much our backdrop. Probably go and see, but we've got a few goats around in the centre of the screen there. As we pan around, we're looking across towards Puerto Peninsula, and Peninsula up in the valley. Got a goat just down there on the rocks. We've come down the path, and it's quite typical, the path, and then we pan round a bit. I'll put a map in the top corner. You see we've got some villas ahead of us. We're pretty close to Bonaire now, but our path, just ahead, pulls round, and it looks like we're going to be heading up the valley. I suspect we're going to be pulling round behind these high points over on our left here. Very pleasant, very tranquil. Well, we've just pulled up the valley from Bonaire, and behind there you can see, just in the V of the mountains there, you can see Puerto Peninsula. So we've come up the path, and as we come up the path, we come to a set of signposts. So our next point of interest is Talil de Alcudia. That is the long path which is going to take us down to Collet Colbaxi. We're not going that way. We're going to be heading up to our left. Again, it's all on the map. Have a look. as I say, I found in this one it's particularly useful to use the GPS, because there's lots of little routes going off here, there and everywhere. So advise that one. But it's very tranquil. Hopefully we're climbing a bit now, so we're going to get some better views. Views have been good, but hopefully they're going to get better. Well, quick update. Just see the other side of the Bay of Peninsula is Peninsula. We've got a small hillock just pretty much centre of screen now. We've walked around in front of that. We've got Bonaire straight ahead and the path. So we've come up this valley here, and I'm standing on top of rocks. This is a bit treacherous. So our next point, got to walk around that edge and then up to Alcudia, which is on top of that peak there, at about 450 metres. So the next bit should be good fun. Well, this is quite typical terrain really, so you need some decent footwear. But what is quite good, let's see if we can pick this up. Just ahead of us there in the rock, there's a red dot. So that's quite good. So that's signalling we're on whatever the marked path is. Onward and upward. Well, quick sit rep. I've been walking in the clouds for a short while. They've just broken, so must be at some decent height if I'm walking in the clouds. Anyway, if we just have a look around, I'm going to save the views. Hopefully the cloud will break by the time we get up the top. And just ahead of us here, just gone into the cloud, that is top of Talil, 500 metres, about 1,500 feet. So it looks we've got a bit of a ridge to climb, and then we're going to be at the top. And fingers crossed, the cloud will have broken and I can show you the views. I'm holding on to those, they're great. Bit misty at the minute, but the brews rather cracking. Okay, so we're nearly there, so we're going to be a bit careful though. We've got drop off, we've got quite a big drop off, and we've got a vertical climb. Steady, steady away. We'll get there. Well, we've reached the summit, and the views are good. It's just such a shame we're sort of in the cloud and above the cloud, but let's give it a go and see what we can find. So this ahead of us here is the Bay of Alcudia. So we've got the ferry heading off there. Pine round, you've got Alcudia itself, the old town, pretty much centre of picture. The harbour you can just see below us, that's Bonaire, so we passed that. As we pull round, we've got Peninsula, centre of picture. Such a shame you can't really see it, but ahead of us now is Formentor Island, and it pulls around. If we can get some better views, I'll definitely do it, but we're heading up this way, we can just see through the clouds. So, enjoying it. It's quite cool on top actually. It's June, it's cool, it's Mediterranean, it's been raining, we haven't had any sun yet. Anyhow, always be prepared. Alright then, onward. If you like scree and you like a bit of a climb, you like getting out of your comfort zone, you'll enjoy this one. We've just come down off the peak and we've come across the ruins of cool little buildings here. So it's amazing what you find on the peak of the Alcudia Peninsula. We'll go and have a little investigate, I think. Oh, we've come down off the peak. Just you can see it's pretty scree-like. Got to be careful underfoot. What's interesting, when you come down, if the mist's up, you've got to be careful you head the right way, because it's very easy to head over to that outcrop over there. Whereas we want to be heading towards the tip of the Alcudia Peninsula. So we're back on some very clearly marked trails, and we want to be heading towards, if we can see this, top one there, Ermita della Victoria. So we want to be heading that way. And then I think we've got an extension which is going to take us along to that last peak and back, which is very nice. The weather's breaking a little bit. Get a better view now across. Let's have a look. Central picture there. We have Formentor Island pulling round through the Bay of Peninsula, or Port of Peninsula ahead of us, and the old town of Alcudia. We've got the Tromatora Mountains behind us, and we've got some walks on the site with that. We'll put a little link in the top right hand, and you can have a look at those walks as well. They're cracking walks. We've come down off Tarala Peak, and it's not too bad a path. As we saw, it's in a bit of disrepair, but that's all right. And we're going through the pine wooded forest area at the minute. Nice to get back on some flatter ground for a short while. We've got another 2-3 peaks to go yet, so that's good fun. Hope you're enjoying it. If you like what we do, why not subscribe? Thumbs up is always good, and any comments greatly appreciated. As I say, hope you enjoy what we do, and thanks everyone for your support and all the subscribers. It's really much appreciated. Let's compound this path here. We can see ahead of us. It's very easy to just to get going, get a bit of a pace on along the path. But if so, there's the path. You might miss this little turn off, which goes to Satalalia Vella, which is another vantage point, which is probably just up ahead here. But it says there's a good vantage point, so let's go and have a look. Well, it's worth taking these little detours. You can see the map in the top corner there. So we're now currently looking over Alcudia Bay. We're panning round, and the mountain peak coming into view, absolutely dead centre of screen. That's where we've just come from. And over the far side there, we have got the Tromatora Mountains, and we can just see them to its northernmost point. And then we've got some unbelievable cliffs. So we go along. We're heading in that direction, not exactly sure which one we're going to be peaking on. But it's worth taking these little detours because you see such a different viewpoint. It's yeah, it's worth spending the time in the paces. Got some people coming up, so I'll just do a quick bit of filming before they get the picture. So we're coming down, and the path does quite a large U and pulls back round. You see ahead of us we've got some steps and a rail where we want to follow that route up there. Now that's an extension, you don't have to do that one, but I'll show you the views from the end and leave it up to you whether you want to do that extension. I suspect it's going to be worth doing. Well, this is typical of the path since we've just bared off right. It's very pleasant as it just meanders through the pine woods, and we're just starting to get some views and also some decent visibility. Well, the difference in the scenery when the sun decides to come out a little bit makes such a difference. Anyway, not even to the major viewpoint yet. Well, at times you can see the path is literally just clinging to the side of the rocks. Quite amazing. Well, we're at the tip of this extension, which has been really worth it. And we're basically at the highest point on the Alcudia Peninsula. And if we look across, we've got it's at the Peninsula. We've got a military plane flying over. And if we look back, there's our perilous walk along the cliff face. Well, once we come down off this final excursion, just need to pick up the path, there's signage, follow the path round, and then we head back down to where we started the walk. And what a great day out that's been. Well, thanks for joining me on that walk. It's really good. There's lots in there. There's a bit of scree, there's some really nice pine forest walking, there's some open stuff. Some of the views just tremendous. What I would recommend is there's a number of little excursions off the route. I would definitely recommend that you would do those, because some of the views from some of those vantage points are just tremendous. Remember, all the information is below in the links. If you like what we do, it'd be brilliant if you subscribe. Thumbs up is always good. Everyone who's watches these, thank you so much, and watched other ones, it's so much appreciated. Until the next walk, bye for now.